Today on Gun Talk Nation, we're going to do an NRA show recap. I just got back from Indianapolis, and I got a lot of things to tell you. Today's Gun Talk Nation is brought to you by Arms Corps, Silencer Central, Remington, 4 Patriots, which I'll tell you more about later, Range Ready, and Colt. All right, so welcome into Gun Talk Nation. This one is, you just got Ryan. That's it. I'm just going to hold down the fort all by myself today. But we wanted to talk about, we just got back from the NRA show. NRA Annual Meetings is what it's actually called. They have it each year, usually in the spring when COVID doesn't mess everything up. And it moves around to different cities each year. And so this year, it was in Indianapolis, Indiana. It actually was back there. Great town. Indy's a great town, and it was a good setup for the show. Downtown, you got the convention center, you got plenty of hotels, you got plenty of restaurants. It's easy to get around. Pro tip, I don't know what it is about Indy, but they love those little rentable scooters, and you were like taking your life into your own hands with those things. Last time the show was in town, I believe I heard about somebody who ended up in the hospital from one of the companies who rented it, maybe perhaps late at night, and wrecked it and broke the wrist and fractured a rib and all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. So be careful about those rentable scooters. But it was great, and it moves around to different cities. Next year, it's going to be Dallas in May of 2024. So downtown, Dallas Convention Center. People ask, well, wait a minute. I thought the NRA was all messed up, and why are you guys going to this show? Yeah. So the NRA, the top people at NRA, Wayne LaPierre, has been in the news. From what I can tell, from what we see from reports, the organization is being mismanaged and especially fiscally mismanaged. However, the NRA is not Wayne LaPierre. The NRA is 4 to 5 million gun owners who are members of the NRA. That's who the NRA is. And so that's why we go. We want the NRA to be good. We want the NRA to be strong because it's important. Because not only are they fighting for your gun rights in Washington, and they do a pretty good job with that, they also fight for your rights at the state level. And we have a state representative here in Louisiana, and you probably have one in every single state. There's an NRA state representative. They keep abreast of what's going on at your state level, what kind of bills they're trying to pass, and they are lobbying for your gun rights. So it's important. That being said, it's like you're like the NRA, you're like trying to figure out, how do we get the boss fired? Because Wayne LaPierre, it's been pretty evident that things aren't right there. So that's something that I'll just say behind the scenes, I think perhaps things are in the works. I don't have any control over that, but it is a fun show to go to, and it's a consumer show, so it's open to the public. It's not like SHOT Show. And so you can attend, your family can attend. There's tons of families there. And my kids have gone a couple times. They love the NRA show because there's just so many interesting things to see. Great booths, great products, and a variety of stuff. I mean, my kids see lots of different types of guns because of what I do, right? But then they go, look at this hunting blind, Dad. And it's one of these giant tripod hunting blinds that's practically a Taj Mahal of the woods, and crazy quail throwers that are motorized, and they pivot and they throw clays at all kinds of different directions. So lots of fun stuff to see there. You can purchase products there. Again, SHOT Show, no one's purchasing anything at SHOT Show. Nothing's for sale. I don't think you're allowed to sell anything, but you can purchase things, not guns. You can't purchase guns at the NRA show. But you can purchase other products, certain companies like holsters, flashlights, maybe other little weird things that you'll find at the show. And I think they even, some of the dealers or some of the exhibitors will have partnerships with dealers. And so it'll be like a local dealer that if you want to go over to Jim Bob's Gun Shop, show this card for 10% off and that kind of thing. So check it out. Consider if you've never been, it's going to be coming to your area in Dallas if you live in, within driving distance of that, or maybe even take a flight, but it'll be in May of 2024. So let's go through the show and let's talk about what happened, some of the things we saw, and some of the things that happened there. To start off, we talked about it a little bit. We teased it. But some of you may know that I play music. That's another hobby that I have. I play drums, I sing a little bit, and I've been playing in bands for years and years. Cover bands, playing original bands where we made CDs and played at different music festivals and stuff like that. Well, over the years, I've met people in the outdoor industry, in the gun industry, who go, oh yeah, I play in a band, I play bass, or oh, I play guitar or whatever. And not just like I owned a guitar one time and know how to play a chord, but guys who play music. So on a whim, we decided to put together a gun industry band, and we call it the Hired Guns. We've played a few different gigs, and it's always a different mix of characters. We played in Louisville for the Louisville NRA show several years back. We played at the diviest of dive bars in Atlanta for the NRA show a few years back. And then it's been a few years since we've done it. COVID kind of messed us up, and other things have taken place. But we finally put it together this year. So we played at the Tin Roof Bar in downtown Louisville, Indianapolis, and had a great time. We had Nick Collier from Double Star. We had Bill Clinton from Powder Valley on guitar. We had Sam Larson, who works with an ad agency that works with a lot of different companies in the outdoor space, and a couple other players to mess around. But we played like an hour and a half set, and it's free. It's open to the public. People come out, and some of you guys kind of get a kick out of seeing us do something different than shooting guns and talking on a podcast. And so I think the plan is to do it next year. People seem to like it. So we'll be looking for a venue. So if you know of a live music venue in Dallas that's downtown, close to the convention center, preferably, let us know. We'd love the suggestions, or if you know the owner, put in a good word for us. And so that'll be something fun to look for. What else happens at NRA show? Well, Primary Arms, which a lot of you probably know Primary Arms. They're an online retail outlet. They also do Primary Arms optics. They had a range day on the Thursday, the day before the show starts. So the NRA show is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so Thursday during the day, they had a range day. And this one was open to the public. They had industry folks, media folks go out there. Matt Johnson from our team went out there to check out what was there, shoot some guns. I think he even shot a bow, which I don't even know why that was there. Maybe it's because they have rangefinders. But it's open to the public, so it's pretty cool. I think you had to buy a ticket, and then you could shoot all these different guns and suppressors and use the optics, and ammo was included, and really fun. I mean, as a way to just get out there and see a lot of different things and shoot a lot of different things. And my guess is they'll be having it next year, something to look for. Another thing that happens at the NRA show are seminars. They have dozens and dozens of seminars, from something about gunsmithing to gun trading to talks with John Correa of Active Self-Protection, talking about how to de-escalate a situation if you're a concealed carrier, to all sorts of different things, working with your state gun rights groups, and if you want to get involved in that side of things. So besides the show floor and the exhibitors and just showing off all the fun guns and gear, they also have those things going on. Other things that I heard on the show floor, just a little update for you. More people are developing primer plants. A couple that I think I can talk about. Fiocchi is building a primer plant in Arkansas. It's not up and running yet. And that being said, I think the majority of the production will be for their finished ammo, not to sell loose primers to reloaders. But who knows? I mean, if they have extra, they'll probably sell them, right? And then Palmetto State Armory, which you probably have heard about, but they're doing ammo under the AAC ammo brand. They are going to be making primers. I'm not sure if they're up and running on their primer production yet, but that'll be happening. I believe they're going to do that in South Carolina. So that's pretty cool. And I believe they are going to sell primers. So a couple updates. It's always interesting when you get on the show floor, you hear a lot of things of kind of rumors and also maybe confirming some rumors of what's going on. But first, we're going to take a quick break to talk about our sponsors. Silencer Central. Silencer Central makes it easy to buy a silencer. Yes, they have their own silencers under the Banish line. They also have other silencers they sell, but you can talk to a silencer expert. You can call them at 888-781-8778, or you probably easier, go on their website, silencercentral.com. They'll help you set up a trust. They'll send you all the paperwork via DocuSign, and they make it very easy to do the paperwork. I know for a lot of you, that's what kind of hangs you up from buying the silencer. But if you started last year, you would have already had it by now, probably. So go check them out, silencercentral.com. 4 Patriots. Craig didn't know his wife and kids were going to die during Hurricane Ida, but his gas generator leaked carbon monoxide into his house. The government calls it a known safety threat because it poisons thousands of Americans every year. But there's a new generator of portable, safety, silent, and 100% fume-free solar generators. The Patriot Power Generator is quiet as a laptop, powerful enough for your fridge. That's important. Let's keep things cold. Get 10% off when you make your first purchase at 4patriots.com by using code GTN, Gun Talk Nation. Get the Patriot Power Generator from 4patriots.com today. Colt was there at the NRA show and showing off all their stuff. Still very hot, the Colt Python. One of the fun ones is the 3-inch Python. 357 Magnum, 6-round, stainless steel, wood grips. It's just classic Colt Python, but in a smaller, more carryable package. So could be something that you just want to be able to have in a small space, like a drawer or a truck or something like that. Could be something that you say, I'm going to carry it in a nice leather holster. That's how I would carry it for walking around the woods or whatever that may be. But known for a sweet shooting gun, great trigger. Also, of course, accommodates 38 special cartridges. You can learn more about Colt Python at colt.com. Range Ready Studios is our training division of Gun Talk. RangeReadyStudios.com is where you find out more. Let me tell you about a couple classes coming up. Concealed Carry Tactics 1 on May 12th. It's a one-day course specializing in advancing your skills when it comes to concealed carry. This is not a permit class. Okay, you got your permit or you live in a state where you don't need a permit, but are you prepared for a self-defense encounter? If you have to protect the life of your loved ones or yourself, are you prepared? Concealed Carry Tactics on May 12th. Then we have First-Person Defender Experience. If you've ever seen First-Person Defender and you want to go, that'd be really cool to be in a scenario where I'm able to shoot at and get shot back at and test my skills and see what I do, get some training. We're doing that May 25th, 26th. We have a ladies-only class coming up June 1, June 2. For the ladies, if you're watching, or ladies in your life that you say, hey, look, I'll buy this for you. I just want you to be prepared. And also, it's very empowering. My wife has taken those types of courses and really enjoyed them. So go over to rangereadystudios.com, find out more, sign up, come on down to Louisiana and do some training with us. All right, let's talk about fun stuff at the NRA show because, yes, new products are brought out at SHOT Show, but then the NRA show is another time of year when some companies will say, okay, maybe it wasn't ready at SHOT Show, but now it is. So let's bring it out during the NRA show. So saw some cool stuff at the NRA show, and you'll hear about things being released. So I wanted to talk about a few of those things. First off, one of the guns that kind of made a splash because it's from a major company is the FN Reflex pistol. FN Reflex, what is it? Obviously, you know FN America, but the Reflex is their modern everyday carry pistol. It's a micro-compact 9mm. Max capacity, well, the flush fit is an 11-round mag, but they do have an extended mag that's 15 rounds. And then they also have an optics version and a not optics version, or optics ready, I should say. So I was interested to see this because generally FN makes good stuff. And I went over to their booth. I know we had them on the radio show, but went over to the booth. I wanted to get my hands on this thing. Didn't get to shoot it, obviously, because we're inside of a convention center, but just get the feel of it. It has a very nice feel. I would compare it in size and aesthetics to a SIG P365. It is that micro compact, sort of higher capacity pistol. But as far as first glance at it, first feel of it, there was nothing that was off-putting about this gun. Sometimes that happens. There's a weird way that the trigger guard is shaped, or the controls are strange, or the trigger's not great. That's not the case on this gun. It has a very nice trigger, which I liked. It has a very nice grip angle and grip shape for me. And once I held it, I said, I want to shoot this gun. So we'll be getting one in here. And I think we're also going to be filming with FN for Guns and Gear. So you'll be seeing that on this new season of Guns and Gear that starts in July. But that was one that made a splash for me that I thought, very cool. Like to see it. I know on paper you can go, well, why do we need another micro compact concealed carry gun? Well, there's people who like the FN brand. They trust the FN brand. And variety is the spice of life. Why not, right? When it comes to ammo, let's talk about ammo. Or really more specifically, new cartridges. All right, first off, here's Ryan's speech about new cartridges. I can argue that we don't need any new cartridges. You can kill all the deer in the world with a 30-06 or 30-30 or whatever. But it's fun. And that's my other side of it. It's fun. Why not? So, new from Winchester, the 400 Legend. Obviously, Winchester brought out the 350 Legend, which was a new innovation and really catering to straight wall cartridge states. So if you're in one of those states, you know. If you're not in one of those states, you may not be aware. There are certain states where either you're shotgun only or you're limited to only straight wall cartridges, meaning not a bottlenecked cartridge. I don't know, guys. Like, the logic is they're not as powerful. They're not going to shoot as far if you were to like shoot up into the air or something like that. Flat areas, farmland, stuff like that. If someone has a better take on this, please tell me. But so those states, what are you going to use? Well, they use 12 gauge slugs or buckshot, depending on the environment you're hunting in and the distance. Or they'll use like a 45-70, a 35 Whelen. Well, no, not a 35 Whelen. That's not straight wall. They'll use, I know people who use a 357 Magnum in a rifle configuration, which is actually pretty cool, but kind of lacks the power to knock down an animal like a deer, like a white-tailed deer, at distance. And it lacks, the knockdown power. So they had the 35 or the 350 Legend, which has been very popular. And I'm hearing, you can tell it's popular when a lot of gun companies start chambering that cartridge. So now they have the 400 Legend. I had one guy on the show floor who's an ammo guy say he had this idea. We all have ideas. And it's basically a straight-walled 6.8 SPC. I mean, it's not a 6.8, it's a 40 cal, but I guess straight wall of a 6.8 would be about a 40 cal. So, but here's what you need to know about it. Coming out from Winchester, it's a 215 grain bullet, PowerPoint bullet is the first loading. 100% more energy than a 12 gauge slug at 100 yards. 55% less recoil than a 12 gauge slug. Cool. Energy equivalent to a 450 Bushmaster with 20% less recoil than a 450 Bushmaster. Cool. Over 20% more energy than a 30-30 and 25% more energy than a 350 Legend with greater penetration. Straight walled cartridge specs. Well, that's not important. So that's what you need to know about this round. Who's going to be loading, who's going to be chambering this, or could it be a barrel swap? You'll have to look into that and kind of see where we go from here. It's always a little bit of a chicken egg scenario when it comes to new cartridges. cool, I'm excited, fun new cartridge. Is there a gun that shoots this cartridge? Or is it just a rebarreling? So it could be, and I think if you have a 6.8 SPC, you could rebarrel it and shoot a 400 Legend in that, is from what I understand. So as far as ammo goes, cartridges, that's something new. Ruger brought out something new, and it's not a gun. What? Yeah. It's the Ruger Ready Dot Optic, and it's a micro reflex sight that's designed to co-witness on Ruger's Max 9 pistol. Cool. So it's a sight designed for that gun, but it fits a variety of EDC compact handguns because it has the Shield RMSC footprint and can be co-witnessed to backup iron sights. But there's something interesting about this. There are no batteries. It is total fiber optic illuminated reticle. So fiber illuminated reticle. So it varies. The brightness of the dot will vary based on how much light the optic is getting. Like if you're in a dark room, the dot's going to be like bright or not. It's going to be very dim or almost non-existent. If you're on a cloudy day, it'll be brighter. If you're in a sunny day outside, it's going to be very bright. So that's something to know. The other interesting thing about this is it is a 15 MOA dot. Yes, I said 15 MOA. So a standard dot, I'd call it 3. 3 would be a standard size dot. They have 2s, they have 4s, they have 6s. I don't believe I've ever seen something bigger than a 6 MOA on normal optics. Maybe there's something out there that exists, but for normal red dot optics, somewhere between a 2 and a 6. This is a 15. So we're talking about like 500% larger than a standard sized dot. How big is that? I wanted to look through it because I'd never seen something like that. At the show, I got in the Ruger booth. I saw Matt, my buddy who works for Ruger, and I said, all right, show me the Ready Dot. I got to see this with my own eyes. So we walked over there, fought our way through the crowd. By the way, the Ruger booth was packed the whole time. I don't know if they were handing out, free Jolly Ranchers or something. I don't know what they were doing over there, but it was packed. So look through this dot, and it's a big dot. Definitely you look at it and you go, okay, that's a pretty good sized dot. No problem seeing it, picking it up. But it didn't seem ridiculously big to me. And I don't know. We just got one in here. We're going to be filming with it next week for Guns and Gear. I just don't know. And we're going to test it out here on the range because at concealed carry EDC distances, it's probably great. It's designed for that. It's purpose built. If you have to back up to 25 yards and hit an 8-inch plate, what's that going to look like? Because obviously 15 MOA at 100 yards, that's a 15-inch circle at 100 yards. So if your target was actually a 15-inch circle at 100 yards, you would not see the target. The dot would be covering the target up. So as far as being precise, I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see. I think it's interesting. They have it on their website, and at shopruger.com, you can buy it. It says it's out of stock. It says it's $100, which seems very reasonable for the cost of an optic. So that was something in the world of optics from Ruger. Weird, I know. Another thing that was not even on my radar, Phoenix Trinity. So occasionally you run into an interesting company making interesting things that you just don't hear about because it's a smaller company. Well, our buddy Derek Dumont, he's been a competitive 3-gun shooter. He's been a gun builder. He was on our first season of Build Box, and he actually won his episode. He started working with these guys, and we had him. I said, let's talk about it. We had him on the radio show to talk about it. But then I dropped by the booth, and I go, dude, you got to show me. I know these are like fancy pistols. I got to see this. I picked it up. I ran the slide and went, what was that? What just happened? And he goes, no, slow down. You don't have to run the slide hard like you would on most full-size 1911 style guns. And it is smooth as silk. And I definitely could run it with 2 fingers. No problem. And then I tried the trigger. I went, oh my gosh. You never felt a very good lighter trigger, lighter than you're expecting. And you go, holy crap. And I had to do it again and really feel the trigger and go slower. These are tricked out guns, Phoenix Trinity. And so one of the ones I was messing around with was the H-Duty. It's designed to be I'm going to read from their website a little bit to give you kind of some details. Designed to be the go-to double-stack pistol for military law enforcement on-the-job use who want elevated quality and performance. It's a real fancy 1911. It's all tricked out, but it's a double-stack 1911. So 9mm. It's a 5-inch light rail frame, and then it is optics ready. I'm trying to see what else they tell me. It is 19 it comes with 2 MBX Defender mags, 19 plus 1 capacity. And these are tricked out, okay? So the H-Duty MSRP on it is $3,800. The H-Tac MSRP is $4,000. So you go, yeah, I know. Those are pricey guns. But I will say, my reaction to these guns was, I think I need to sell some guns. I need to sell some regular, like 4 or 5 regular guns and go buy one of these because these are special. And these aren't the only guys doing it. There's other ones out there that are making these really cool, tricked out guns. And how many Glocks or SIGs or Rugers does one person need? Maybe, perhaps, you go, I'm gonna save my money, or I'm gonna sell a couple like regular guns, or maybe you've acquired so many guns over the years. You go, I probably have 3 or 4 that I don't ever shoot them, and they're not special to me, and maybe I need to get something that's just really cool and special and is just a fantastic shooting experience. So that was kind of my take on these Phoenix Trinity guns. They're made in Florida, and man, you get your hands on something like that, and you go, I've never felt something like that. So check them out. That's kind of a neat one. And then finally, just had a great conversation in the SIG booth about a bunch of different things. Obviously, SIG is in everywhere. They're in firearms, they're in ammo, they're in optics, they're in suppressors, they're in air guns. They have the Academy. They have a new thing called Shoot SIG. It's a new competition aimed at getting you out on the range in a fun, approachable atmosphere. So, yes, competition shooting is very popular, except that out of the 90 or 100 million gun owners out there, there's like 20 million people who shoot USPSA, or 20,000 out of 100 million gun owners. So there are a lot of people who do not shoot competition. And so the idea behind Shoot SIG is it's actually founded by Team SIG pro shooter Daniel Horner. And it's a way to get people out and try out shooting a competition. So they have some simple competitions set up, and they're going to have them all around the country. And I think it's just a great idea. It's a way that's kind of a low bar of entry. You come out, you shoot these 3 or 4 stages, and you get to kind of see what you think. So look that up as far as a shooting activity. I think it's great to have something. We know if you work out or if you run, it's like, people will say, I'm going to sign up for a marathon because it gives me something to train for. Even, heck, a 5K. It gives me something to train for. Well, think about if you sign up for a match, whether it's a Shoot SIG or whether it's a long-range competition or whatever. It gives you something to train for, something to practice for. And none of us want to embarrass ourselves. We all want to do well. And so you're going to make sure you have the right gear. But I wouldn't get too bogged down about the gear. Go out there, get some trigger time, practice what you're doing, being efficient and being safe and being comfortable. And then really honestly, if I go shoot something like this, I'm not trying to win it. If I don't shoot all the time, I'm just trying to compete against myself. And like a lot of different competitions of a marathon or playing golf, dude, I'm not a scratch golfer, but you're just trying to improve your own score. And so I think that this is a really cool thing that they've started. There's going to be a bunch of matches. Maybe perhaps we're going to have one at Range Ready later this year. Maybe, perhaps. So check that out. And yeah, so I want to wrap this up with a couple more messages. We have Remington Ammo. Remington Ammo has 22 LR bulk packs, 22 Viper, 22 Yellow Jacket, subsonic rimfire, a great way to get out there shooting. Pro tip for you, subsonic rimfire may or may not work in your semi-auto rifles. So like the 1022s, check that out. Remington.com to learn more. ArmsCore, so many new products from ArmsCore. I know we've been talking about the Rock Island Armory 5.0. They also have a little 380. They've got a pump action short barrel, the PF14, like a little bird's head grip on it. Of course, they're 1911s. They're doing a 10 millimeter 1911, and they have several different 9 millimeter 1911s. One of the things that they're known for is a very nice gun, but that doesn't break the bank when it comes to their 1911s. They also have the TM22, which is the total metal. It's their semi-auto 22. And they have a new one that has all kinds of new AR furniture, which is pretty cool. You can learn more over at armscore.com. Ruger, we talked about the Ready Dot, but here's what you need to know about the Ready Dot. It is designed for the Ruger Max 9, but it works with other EDC compact handguns. It has that Shield RMSC footprint, and it's over at shopruger.com. It's only $100, and it does not need batteries. So those of you who say, I don't know about an optic on a gun because the batteries could fail, this doesn't have batteries. I'm interested to try out that 15 MOA dot on it, and it's interesting. Ruger doing a dot. So they usually do a pretty good job with all their stuff. Go over to shopruger.com to see more on that. That is it for us on Gun Talk Nation. I hope you had fun listening, and I hope you'll consider coming to the NRA show next year. We'll be there. We got to see a lot of our people who listen to the podcast and watch our stuff. We appreciate you guys stopping us and saying hello. And we'll see you next time on Gun Talk Nation. To see all of Gun Talk's content, go to guntalk.com, guntalktv.com, or sign up for the Gun Talk newsletter.